Your mama's alright, your daddy's alright, the weather's just a little weird. Surrender to my THORNEWS severe weather knowledge. Now, this is not a forecast. I am not a professional meteorologist. This is a doomcast. And I'm a YouTuber. So, take everything I say with a grain of salt and a smile. I just want to point out something that I've been noticing. Like 2 runs ago, this is like 10 days out, 8 days, 9. I don't know, I'm bad at math. If I ever hire an assistant or someone who works with me, I'll make sure they're good at math. Anyway, we're looking at the storm that starts off February. And, wow, that's a doozy. And before, when I'd watched it, let me show you. I'm going to run back 2 model runs, which is 12 hours ago. And the thing that caught my attention before was the convergence line between the sleet, the snow, the cold and the heat, or whatever. See how tight that is right there? That is amazingly, amazingly tight, you know? Like, I almost can't control myself. It's so tight. A convergence line right there. See that? Can you see it? All the isobar lines so bunched up. That would create one heck of a squall line. Which would mean it would be windy AF. And so, we're going to jump ahead 1 more model run, which is 6 months later. Wait, 6 hours, sorry. Then I was like, it's not as bad. Then it showed up with this giant rain blob. Giant rain blob. And this is the one I predicted will probably bring snow to Houston. My hot streak's been going for so long, I gotta get one wrong eventually. Okay. So yeah, that was it. Like, I don't know, it's not like we, prepare for anything here in America, or we react or respond when we have ample warning. But I'm saying, the signals show that that's going to be a doozy of a storm, man. A super doozy. Now, I'd report on the storm storm the 27th. All right, California, you're getting heavy rain today, Northern California. So you need to watch out. But so we're going to move over to the 27th, because there was this rain blob, which will form in the Gulf of Mexico as a low pressure system. Right there. Earlier it was dragging it all the way across the coast, but now it is just taking it into Destin and Miramar, Florida, and then up through Georgia, and then out, which wouldn't make it that damaging of a storm, but then you'll see the one on the 1st and the 2nd, no matter what, it's dragging heavy precipitation. And you can see the moisture's bound around the Azores high. That's a lot of moisture. And then it drags up a whole lot more moisture. And it continues to drag it up. And so that drags up our giant rain band at the moment with the giant mass heavy convergence line. And this is the newest model, so the really thick, tight convergence line is back. And it's got this weird reverse, I guess it's more like either a bear's face or a boob and a nipple. Winnie the Pooh. You decide. Yeah, look at that. That's a lot of rain. So that looks like a major storm. So it would exit the coast on the 4th, and then it would start getting major trouble around the 1st. Be about a 3-day storm. And then it's out. But that looks major. And then quickly, on the 6th, it looks like we're going to have to deal with an issue. And that gets all super weird, too. So that's the 7th. So that is a major storm 3 days later. So you get 2 major 1-2 punches. And then more snow to follow. And that is assuming that the GFS doesn't drag that all the way across. Because if it does, if it drags it north all the way up, then that would be 3 major storms from like Minnesota, North Dakota, all the way down to Louisiana, part of Texas, and all the way out the East Coast in 9 days. Wait, 7 days. Somewhere around there. Somebody do the math. Yeah. Remember, like, yesterday we had 3 major volcano eruptions and an 8.2 earthquake and tsunami, which set off and triggered warnings and tsunami warnings and watches from the 8.2 earthquake near the volcano in Alaska that's been going off for like 14 months straight. What do I want to do now? Okay. I just want to make this short, and it's already 6 minutes. What the heck do I talk about? You know? Who knows? I'm just going to assume this is a simulation, that all of life is a hologram. So I'm just talking to the artificial intelligence. I'm trying to make her all hot and bothered so I can get some artificial intelligence nookie. But it's all mental. There's no physical activity taking place, so it's not illegal or immoral. It's a hologram. All right, that conversation is so weird. I'm going to have a cigarette now. Okay, now we're looking at rain bands. Rain Man. I'm the Rain Man of rain bands. And here we're just looking at patterns and trends. Remember, from here to here is about, what was it, like, America's like 3,600 miles across, so these rain bands are 4,000 or 5,000, now getting up to 4,000 or 5,000 miles across. If you look, this one almost even connects out. And also, there's a giant mass of moisture coming out of the Pacific that looks like it's heading towards that blob right there. It looks like it's heading towards California, but then it stops. Look at this rain band right here. That's almost like 7,000 miles, you know? It starts there, and then it connects all the way up. And that is just like a straight shot. This looks like a basketball player trying to dunk a high-pressure system into Alaska, the volcano, which is weird. Look at that thing, man. That is... Like, and if that connects up with that would... I mean, if we get any of these rain bands that will train over a single city or town, that town will be sunk. See what I'm saying? I mean, look at... I guess I keep saying look at. And it's a video. But I've heard some people like to listen to my voice. So, look at that. That rain band, man. If that thing ever trains up or that trains over one single area, we are in trouble. But you know what? During the tsunami, as I made 6 videos trying to update everybody on what was happening, the tsunami warning, it didn't happen. But like the government tsunami site, www, didn't work the whole time. So, look at all the moisture that's in the band. What is that? Yeah, these are 7,000 mile rain bands. That's crazy. Look at that. Okay. I gotta stop saying look at that. It's like my brain broken or something. Feast your eyes upon this. Or Mira. Peep that, homie. The thickness. And the length. You can finish. Oh, God. Oh. That looks like a really long gopher. Taking a bite out of Greenland. That can't be good. And then it explodes. Oh, that's a lot of moisture all over the map. Water vapor. Holy smokies. What is it? Whoa, look at this one. We're almost at 10,000 feet. Rain man, people. Hey, nothing to see here. Look at that thing. That's snow, which means it's freezing all the way that far out into the Pacific. Notice how it's not snowing around our volcano. The volcano's here, so it's not snowing, and there's no moisture on the basic area, but it's all around. Yeah, these are interesting frames here, party people. Like the amount of rain and moisture in that. What this is, that's February 9th, so it's like 2 weeks out. But rarely do I see the models put an amount of moisture that big and then draw it all the way back to nothing. And either way, even several days out, we're seeing rain bands that are, you know, ginormous. One last thing, and then we'll wrap it up. 10 minutes already? You know what's weird is, like, as a man, somehow in my DNA, in just my general chemical and emotional makeup, it's like no matter what I do, what I'm trying to do, I think about women like 20-25% of the time. Sometimes like 33%. Who knows? That's a third. I don't want people to get freaked out over numbers. They're like, oh my God, I freak out when I hear 2 3s together. All right, so we're going to look at the European. We're clicking into rain, and we're going to check on that storm on the 27th. All right, might as well zoom it out, and then I will be done. So let it be written. So let it be done. I wanted to sing a song. I forgot. Oh yeah, Surrender, Cheap Trick. It's a good song. Okay, so this is now. It's a European model. It's different than the GFS we were looking at. And so I want to double check on that storm the 27th to 29th because earlier projections had it totally flooding out from Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama to Florida. All right, here's where she gets started. Yeah, so European still has it. This actually has it norther, but it's still dragging a ton of rain all along the coast, on and off. Whoa. Look at that moisture band pop. Did you see that? Like a giant worm of moisture and rain and sleet and snow. The crazy thing is, and that's when this is going to be one of those storms where the freeze line is following right behind it. And then there's our next storm, I believe, right there. No, it's already passed. So that's the storm that's passed out. Here's the big one on the first and the second. This is the European modeling. Yes, the European model is also predicting a ton of rain. This is where the European ends it in the second. And the GFS, ooh, the GFS makes it much faster. We already kind of watched it on the other simulation. Show you on this real quick. 13 minutes. Yeah, that's a lot of, look at that. See, that's, that's a lot of moisture in that rainworm. And the temperature on this one would be, yeah, to see how this has, wow, that's cool when you look at it that way. That is wild. What about the wind? All right. Well, I just wanted to point out, all signs point towards a major storm at the beginning of February, and possibly a pretty big storm for the Gulf states, Florida, and that thing could even track up the coast on the 27th. And then California, you're going to get some heavy rain bands in North California today, probably down all the way into San Francisco. So everybody stay cool, be cool, and trying to return back to equilibrium from the earthquake night. Because sometimes big events like that mess me up. They don't necessarily mess me up. Yeah, they do. Okay. Talk to you guys soon. Peace out.